Welcome to Black Mountain Motorworks. One of Denver's exclusive locations to store and preserve your car. This is a state-of-the-art facility with security. They even run ozone and dust-free in here, hence no car covers. And if you want to come pick up your car, John can have those tire pressures set exactly how you want them and the engine warm. Now, whether you need it here long-term or short-term, this is the facility. And I love that the first thing we get to set eyes on in here is a Lamborghini Murcielago Roadster. 6.5 liter V12, 640 horsepower, limited production LP650-4. Now, this being the open top version in this spec is very rare, but these things are just appreciating all over the market. It is a raw, unfiltered driving experience. This one with all-wheel drive. And remember, the Mercy had a gated option, but good luck finding it. Unless you visit the channel here shortly where we might see a twin turbo gated version of that. A 1968 Dodge Charger is an iconic muscle car with a range of big V8s that were available. This one with a 426 Hemi inside of it. Remember, this was the star of Bullitt, Fast and the Furious, and Dukes of Hazzard. Now, these, of course, are increasing in value, being that they are such an iconic muscle car. The collector market is going nuts, especially for an RT trim. This is a prime example of a 1960s automotive excess and performance that we were able to deliver right here at home. McLaren 765 LT, 4-liter V8 twin turbo, 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds and 755 horsepower. Now, I've had the pleasure of driving one of these along with the 720S, and I can tell you this is your GT3 version versus your 911 version when it comes to comfort and track focus. The aerodynamics on it, it's insane. The car does make a few noises, but also make you make a fefew noises. This area is for the Porsche fans. We've got a Cayman and then also a GT4 RS. A 4-liter naturally aspirated flat 6 borrowed from a 911 GT3, producing 493 horsepower. And with just a limited production of 7,000 units, there's a reason why consumers are appreciating this more and the prices are appreciating more. It is a mid-engine, high-performance track weapon. I love these GT4s and I love the arguments the internet has for the GT4 versus the GT3. And speaking of which, we have a delivery mile GT3 RS. Practically brand new, an example of investment value and performance. A high revving naturally aspirated flat 6 with 520 horsepower. This one equipped with the PDK for the lightest and fastest shifts. But track monsters aren't your thing. You want the highest spec of luxury. So you have a Turbo 4S in the exclusive series. With that, it has 607 horsepower twin turbo with exquisite detailing. Limited production makes this a highly sought after collector's car, kind of like the 911R. It's one of the fastest open top Porsches ever made. And that's what makes this desirable for the person who wants comfort in their Porsche. And then onto the holy grail, the GT2 RS. 700 horsepower of twin turbocharged flat 6, the most powerful 911 ever. The Nürburgring record holder for production cars. Carbon fiber intensive builds that reek of maximum weight savings. The true Widowmaker because of its immense power and its only rear wheel drive. But wait, there's two. Do you understand how rare it is to have two of these right next to each other? The Dodge Challenger Hellcat, a supercharged 6.2 liter Hemi with 707 horsepower. Modern muscle with tire shredding performance. Now, a surprisingly livable daily driver with massive power on tap. I was able to drive a Demon at the Colorado Mile, and I swear I could drive that car all day long, still with the massive horsepower it had. The Audi R8 V10. Now, this is the gateway drug for me when it comes to supercars. A true, everyday, quattro, all-wheel drive, capable daily driver. It's the last of the naturally aspirated supercars in this segment, and it's loved for its high-revving engine and exotic styling. Remember, this shares the V10 from the Huracan. The Ferrari F8. Twin turbo-powered, 3.9 liter producing 710 horsepower. The successor to the 488 GTB with enhanced aerodynamics. One of the last mid-engine Ferraris before V8s were taken over by hybridization. Sharp handling, breathtaking acceleration make this a driver's dream. The Ferrari 360, a 3.6 liter, 400 horsepower motor. Now remember, this is the Ferrari with the first aluminum chassis for lighter weight and stiffness. Now, the gated version of this is skyrocketing in value, and it truly is an analog experience. So I would make an argument that this and the 430 are the maybe more affordable but more analog versions of the price point you're going to pay for a 458. The Ferrari Testarossa with a 4.9 liter flat 12 with 48 valves, 385 horsepower, and although it only went 0 to 60 in just over 5 seconds, that was really fast. And I love seeing these cars in movies and on the road. They still make me smile. We just did a review on a Countach and this, and at the end of the day, based on production numbers, this was closer to 6,000 when that was 600. I'd still take one of these. The GT350R, the poor man's GT3. Yeah, I said it, and if you disagree, you're wrong. It's got a 5.2 liter Voodoo motor, flat plane crank, 526 horsepower, and it was only made in a manual. And I had one, and I loved it. And it's the car that I want back more than anything. This is the purist's dream. The Merc 190E with a dogleg gearbox, 2.5 liter 16 valve, developed by Cosworth. The dogleg gear setup is race inspired for the shifts, and this rivaled the BMW E30 M3 in the DTM era. It's a sleeper classic with definite appreciation coming up in the market. The C8. A 6.2 liter producing 495 horsepower, the first mid-engine Corvette, and an excellent price point into the supercar industry. But then the Z06 tightens it up with a 5.5 liter flat plane producing 670 horsepower. This car does 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds as a rear-wheel drive car. You can hate on it. Chevy's here, and they're coming with a ZR1. A BMW Z3 in pristine condition, a 2008 GT500 convertible, a Bentley Continental GT Cabriolet, a Cayman, a Carrera, a Volkswagen Bug, a 58 C1 Corvette, a bagged and caged BMW M3, a 675 LT, a Cabriolet, a Land Rover Defender, a Targa, the Jaguar Series 1 E-Type. Now this either had a 3.8 or a 4.2 inline 6 underneath a hood that came forward, or is it a bonnet? Now this is one of the most beautiful cars ever made, and it makes me just want to have a separate outfit just for when I drive it. Thanks to John at Black Mountain Motorworks for giving us access today. And if you guys have a car to store, whether you're here in Denver or you're not, check out the description below. It's an amazing facility. And if you want to see the next episode, make sure that you like and subscribe. Until then, thanks guys.